Hey gang, I'm sitting on the steps actually, eating my lunch, and I'm just going to share it with you. This is not a recipe video, but I have on, this is an Ezekiel sprouted grain wrap. I love these things, they're really good and kind of expensive. So on it I have some lentil sprouts. Actually those were sunflower sprouts, mixed with an avocado and a mango salsa that it's a mango pico de gallo that I bought from the supermarket, and I have some vegan mayo on there too. Vegan mayo, that's not raw. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this video. I went out for sushi with some friends last night, and one person made the comment to me, "Ooh, you know, rawBella, you're eating sushi. Wouldn't it be something if one of your clients came in here and saw you eating sushi and there's rice and those things are not considered, well, rice is not raw, and there are a lot of things that I had last night that weren't raw." And then earlier today someone on my Facebook account made the comment that I had eaten something. I made the comment that I ate something, and somebody said, well, I had some deer antler actually, and they said, oh, that's not vegetarian. So I wanted to speak to that today because I get that a lot. You know, you're not following the rules, and I just want to say one thing. Here is where I am right now, because we're all on our own personal evolution, and so here is where I am personally right now. I love raw food. I love everything about raw food. I eat raw food as often as possible. When I talk about it, I think generally I am somewhere in between a 60 to 70% raw on a daily basis, and for me, I feel fantastic doing that. I don't consider myself a vegan, vegetarian, or anything. I do say I'm a raw foodist because that's where I strive to be. But the other percentage of food that I eat, I try to be healthy. I don't necessarily, I don't eat fast food, and I try very hard to stay away from packaged foods. But I go out a lot, and I do eat seafood from time to time. And it's seafood, you know, salmon and the omega-3s, omega-6, you know, you can't, I feel like I need that food. I feel like it's delicious and I want to partake in it, and it's not unhealthy depending on, you know, if it's wild or caught. But more than anything about defining who I am as an eater, or defining who I am as rawBella, because people need me to be a certain thing, I would just like to say that I am on the spectrum of eating. I am moving toward the best eating for my body. That the raw foods have helped me to do something incredible, and that is release over 70 pounds. And I think that that's really important, and that is why I recommend it to so many people, because I think the raw food diet is a conduit toward the healthiest eating for any one individual, but it is the way that for most people that they're going to get themselves off of the fried and processed foods. In particular, I think about, you know, many of the people that I counsel are African American, and I just think about our traditional diet and the diet that we, you know, eat today. Fast food, you know, processed foods, high fried foods, deep fat, sugars. You know, the best thing to do for someone like that is not to say, okay, well, I only want you to start buying these cuts of meat. I think we just want to focus on getting as much of the greens, getting as much of the living food that we can into our own systems, and because I was a part of that, so that we can start to replace some of that processed food, and introducing people to stuff that they know, like fruits and vegetables, is a good way to do it. Having people learn about how to prepare these things so that they're at their most optimum nutritional and mineral value is what I seek most to do, and with the way that I think that most people are going to release weight and make a transition. Now later on, of course, I'm not saying anybody has to be a vegetarian, but I do want people to start thinking about cuts of meat, grass-fed, grass-finished, cows, if you're going to eat in that way, if that's what you want to do. I don't necessarily want to do that. I do want to try some bison. There's been, you know, a lot of talk about how good that is for you, actually. But as far as, I'm talking about getting people off of Big Macs. I'm talking about people stop giving their children nitrates, hot dogs, cold cuts, those damn Lunchables. So if we could start talking about adding green smoothies and taking out a Lunchable, that is where I am right now. That is what I most seek to do. And what I do is unimportant, because I feel like I'm trying to inspire as many people as possible. And it. I understand why people do it, because we want people who are our inspirations to follow and to be perfect. I'm far from perfect, but I am not sitting home eating McDonald's either. But I don't want to necessarily define myself by what I don't do. So I don't like the label vegetarian. I don't like the label vegan. I eat eggs. I don't really do cheese too much. But as far as there are certain processed foods that I still eat. It's just that I feel like I'm at a really great balance because of the amount of raw foods that I'm getting in, and what the raw foods have done to me. I'm probably going to be higher in raw over the summertime, because I just just really feeling all the awesome fresh fruits and vegetables. And I had a watermelon the other day, and it was just such a fantastic experience. And I want to help other people get to that point. So, there's so many things to talk about as far as this whole movement is concerned. But that's where I just wanted I guess this is a vent. This is a vent, because that's what I feel. People are kind of like doing that. I gotcha. And it's like, we are moving forward, onward, upward, always increasing, trying to find the best, most helpful thing. And the thing is that education is so important, and people really just don't know. There's intuition. There is intuition, but people don't quiet themselves enough to really hear their bodies and to really know what they should be taking in, and they don't know how to read the signs of their body necessarily. And I like how raw food has allowed me to do that. Like I'm so intuitive to every little move and step of my body. And so I want other people to feel that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap my lunch up, and